Hello, it's Alex and welcome to Hey Little Thrifter. Today I'm going to be sharing with you all of the books and clothes and one random DVD that I got in the month of June. All of it was secondhand in some way, shape or form, and I will start off with the books. I got several books, most of them horror, and first up is one of the ones that I was most excited about. It is A Nest of Nightmares by Lisa Tuttle. This is a short story collection by her that came out in the 1980s, and this is one that's been on my wish list for quite some time. This is out of print, and every time I looked online it was being listed at crazy prices, and one day I spotted a copy for sale on eBay and it was on an auction, so I figured I'll put in a bid and we'll see what happens. It's probably going to go up, you know, quite a lot, maybe out of my budget. But I managed to get this for the wonderful sum of £4.20, which I was really surprised to win that auction at such a low price. And it was located in the UK, and instead of paying a lot of shipping to get it over here in the US, I figured I'd just get it sent to my mum's in the UK, and then she actually came to visit me recently, so she brought it with her because she's the best like that. So I did have to wait a couple of months to finally get this in my hands, but I'm really happy I now have it, and for such a good price. I'm really looking forward to checking this one out soon, so I will definitely report back once I've done so. And I absolutely love this cover. I know they're just baby birds, but they're super creepy. And my mum also very kindly brought over a few books of my sister's that my sister had read and was kind of passing along to me. So yeah, I think basically 3/4 of my mum's suitcase was books for me, and then a bunch of like British chocolate and tea bags, and then she had like a small section to actually have her clothes and other stuff. So yes, thank you mum, you're the best. There are 3 books that my sister sent over, so thank you to her as well, she is also the best. And I got The Red Tree by Caitlin R. Kiernan. I had read another of her novels, Silk, earlier this year, which I really enjoyed, and this is one that I actually read recently, so I'll be talking about it in my June wrap-up. But this was an excellent read, I really enjoyed it. It's about a writer who moves to a remote house in order to focus on writing her new novel, and there's this red tree, this really big oak tree on the grounds, and it has a lot of local folklore surrounding it. Yeah, I'll definitely talk more about this one in my wrap-up, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. Next up, she sent The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. I think this is more of a mystery, it's not a horror novel, but I think this is about someone who is reliving the same day when a murder occurs, but each time they relive it, they're in a different character's body, so they're having to go through each day and kind of piece together what clues they can in order to figure out who the murderer is. And I've heard some really good things about this one, so I'd like to give it a go sometime. And also it has these really lovely red edges, so yeah. And last up from my sister is The House on Cold Hill by Peter James, and honestly I'm not familiar with this author, so if you've read anything by him let me know. This is about a family who move into an old Georgian mansion, and it turns out they're not the only people in there, and there's some kind of supernatural presence. And while my mum was visiting, we went out and about quite a bit and did some touristy things, and we also did a spot of thrift shopping because of course we did, and I was very happy to find not one but 2 90s YA novels. So first up is The Grave by Christopher Pike, and I did also read this one this month. Unfortunately this one was a bit of a disappointment, but yeah, I'll go into it in a bit more detail in my wrap-up video. And the other is Goodnight Kiss by R.L. Stine. It's part of the Fear Street Super Chillers, and I've never read any of the Fear Street series. I don't know whether we had it in the UK and it totally passed me by, or if we just didn't have them. I'm not entirely sure, but I never read any of them. This one just looks absolutely wonderful, and the tagline is "Their first kiss could be her last." So I'm definitely going to be picking this up during the summer. And last up for the books is another one that's been on my wish list for a while. It is Celia by Ruby Jean Jensen, and this is one of hers that I've really been wanting to track down, but every time I see it listed it's like over $100. But I was lucky enough to find this copy on eBay for $10, and yeah, it's a little bit battered, it's seen better days, but it's totally readable, so I'm really pleased to have it, and I'm looking forward to checking this one out. This one is about a woman called Celia. She is escaping from an abusive marriage, and she and her 3 children have moved elsewhere to try and start a new life, but someone is after them. And yeah, you can't beat a creepy doll on the cover. So that was it for the books. I also got a DVD and a bunch of clothes. So the DVD is Campfire Tales. I believe this came out in 1997, and it says on the back, "It's in the tradition of Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer." And funnily enough, this is one I hadn't heard about until maybe a couple of months ago. My husband had, I think, stumbled upon it and was like, "Have you ever heard of this?" And I had not. And I looked online to see if it was streaming anywhere, which it wasn't, but I stumbled upon the DVD and it was only $1.99, so I figured, let's give it a go. It is an anthology. I think there are 3 stories within this kind of campfire tale premise. So yeah, I'll definitely give this a go soon. Let me know if you've seen it. Okay, onto the clothes. So I managed to find 2 really awesome vintage pieces, and the other items are just more your everyday basic things. So I figured I'd bookend the clothing haul with the exciting ones. So first up is a jazzy jumper, and this one is sparkly. Yeah, just take that in for a moment. And this one was from Goodwill. It was $5.29 because they have really random pricing there, and the weather at the moment is way too hot for me to even try this on, so I will add in a picture instead, and that will just have to do, I'm afraid. But I was really pleased to find this. I love the colour combo, love the jazzy pattern, and it was a bargain. And I don't normally look for cold weather clothing in the summer, but hey, it worked out. I also got this leopard print sweatshirt, which I just thought was pretty cool. This one was $5.29, but it was half off that day, whatever colour tag it was, so it was $2.64, which I thought was a good bargain, and I'll definitely get some wear out of this. And it's just from Forever 21, so nothing too special, but yeah, definitely worth a couple of dollars. I got this stripy polo neck top. This was also $2.64, and yeah, gotta love polo neck, got to love stripes. So this was a good find, and again, not going to be wearing it anytime soon, but it will come in handy when the weather gets colder again. And another $2.64 item from Goodwill was this kind of cardigan slash blazer from Ann Taylor Loft. And this is a wool mix, so it'll be really lovely when the weather's cool. And yeah, I just love the fact that it's kind of like smarter than just a cardigan, but then it's comfy like a cardigan. So yeah, I will definitely get use out of this when the weather gets cooler, and I thought it was a bargain. It was in really good condition, so you can never have too many like black layers either, really. And most of these items ended up being cold weather clothing, even though it's the height of summer here, it's sweltering right now. But I was on the lookout for a coat or jacket, because I have like a big winter coat and then I have a bunch of jackets. I don't really have anything in between, so I wanted to find something that kind of bridged that gap. And I actually ended up finding 2, and they were both bargains, so why not? I got this really nice coat. It's just black, it's got lots of pockets and a detachable hood, and it's by Jessica Simpson, which I'll be honest isn't a brand I would have gravitated towards, but this was exactly what I was looking for. So this was a really good find, and it was $8.99 from Goodwill, which I thought was a really good price. Yeah, this was a good find. And the other one I got is this Carhartt. It's Carhartt for women, and it's again got loads of pockets. It's even got inside pockets, and it's got this really nice lining. It's got a hood. It's got the those kind of cuffs to keep the warmth in, which I really like. And this one was from a red, white and blue thrift store. I think it was labelled at $14.99, but it was half off that day, so it was only $7.50. And when I got home, I looked online, and they actually have this same style still available on their site for, if I remember correctly, $125. So yeah, I definitely got a good bargain here. And last up for this haul, last up for the clothes, is the other pièce de résistance of my two vintage finds, and it's this denim skirt. It's high-waisted, full-on 80s. It's acid wash denim with this floral print. I spotted this and knew I had to at least try it on. I tried it on and it was the perfect fit, so it was definitely coming home with me. And it's by Vivaldi Jeanswear. I mean, you just can't beat that. I think this is the word rad in clothing form. I absolutely love it. And this was $3.99, and it shouldn't have been half off that day. I think this was the colour that was not half off, but he gave it me for half off anyway, so it was only $1.99. So maybe he was just just get this thing out of my store already. But I absolutely love this. It's definitely one of my favourite finds of recent time. So yeah, I was considering maybe cutting it to be knee length, because I feel that's a length I would wear more, but when I tried it on I kind of dig it anyway, so I'll probably just keep it as is. But yeah, I was really pleased to find this. You just don't come across stuff like this every day, so I was really happy to find it. So that was everything I thrifted in June. Well, thrifted and otherwise made its way to me secondhand in some way. And yeah, I found some really good things this month, and yeah, plenty of books that I'm looking forward to reading. Let me know if you read any of these books, or if you've thrifted anything interesting recently. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I will see you again in my next video. Bye!